Ever tossed a soft apple, perhaps one with a bruise or a slightly less than perfect appearance? Or maybe you've discarded stale bread, that loaf that sat a little too long without a second thought. It's a common occurrence. If you have, you're definitely not alone. This is a global issue. Globally, we waste an astonishing amount. About 1/3 of all food produced for human consumption ends up in the trash. That's a staggering 1.3 billion tons every single year. The numbers are truly hard to fathom. Picture this. Enough food-filled trucks bumper to circle the entire Earth not just once, but 7 times over. That's the sheer volume of perfectly edible food that we're collectively throwing away. It's a waste on an epic scale. And this isn't just about those uneaten leftovers from dinner. It encompasses entire harvests, fields of crops left to rot in the fields, never even making it to our tables. It includes vast quantities of fish discarded at sea, a tragic waste of marine life. And it's the perfectly good food that supermarkets routinely clear from their shelves simply because it's nearing its expiration date. Our modern culture of abundance, with its overflowing shelves and endless choices, has unfortunately made food seem disposable and easily replaceable. But every single wasted bite represents wasted land, precious water resources, valuable fuel, and the hard-earned human effort that went into producing that food. In wealthier, more developed countries, a significant portion of food waste occurs right in our own homes, whereas in developing nations, food is often lost much earlier in the supply chain. This is primarily due to inadequate storage facilities and unreliable transportation methods. Somewhere along the way, we've become increasingly disconnected from the long and complex journey our food takes to reach our plates. We've started treating it as a mere commodity, a product to be bought and consumed without much thought. We need to shift our perspective and recognize food for what it truly is, a precious and vital resource that we cannot afford to waste. It's time to confront this uncomfortable reality, to take a hard look at our own habits, and to start questioning our ingrained behaviors. Truly understanding the immense scale of global food waste is the crucial first step towards creating meaningful and lasting change. The problem is undeniably massive, almost overwhelming in its scope, but the good news is that our potential to address and ultimately fix this problem is equally significant and within our reach. Food waste means any food produced for people that's discarded or lost, at any stage. On farms, crops are rejected for being the wrong shape or size, even if they're perfectly edible. Along the supply chain, food is binned for damaged packaging or minor imperfections. Supermarkets overstock and confusing date labels lead to more waste. In restaurants, oversized portions and prep scraps add up. But the biggest culprit? Our own homes, where we overbuy, forget, and toss food that survived the whole journey. Food waste is a problem of habit, planning, and perception. Food waste doesn't simply vanish when we toss it away. It doesn't magically disappear. Instead, it inflicts significant damage on our planet, contributing to a cascade of environmental problems. It puts a strain on our ecosystems and accelerates the effects of climate change. Wasted food means wasted water, a precious resource that's becoming increasingly scarce. It also means wasted land, vast expanses of which are dedicated to growing food that ultimately ends up in the trash. And energy, the fuel that powers the entire food production and distribution system. Consider this, it takes a staggering 15,000 liters of water to produce just 1 kilo of beef, while even a single apple requires around 160 liters. Globally, an area of land larger than China is used to grow food that's never eaten. A truly staggering waste of resources. This leads to the destruction of vital habitats and a devastating loss of biodiversity, pushing countless species closer to extinction. All the fuel, fertilizer, and pesticides used in the production of this wasted food are also squandered, representing a significant economic and environmental loss. These chemicals further contribute to polluting our environment, contaminating our soil and water sources. In landfill, food rots and releases methane, a potent greenhouse gas. Methane is a greenhouse gas with 25 times the warming potential of CO2, making it a major contributor to climate change. If food waste were a country, a nation of discarded edibles, it would be the third largest emitter of greenhouse gases in the world, surpassed only by China and the United States. Our overflowing bins are in effect fueling climate change, contributing to a problem that affects us all. This is the hidden story, the unseen consequence behind our throwaway culture and our casual approach to food. Reducing food waste is not just a good idea, it's one of the fastest and most effective ways to fight climate change and protect our planet. Protecting the environment starts with respecting our food, valuing the resources that go into producing it, and making conscious choices to avoid waste. Every meal saved, every scrap of food utilized, is a win for the planet, a step towards a more sustainable future. Food waste costs the world about $1 trillion a year, money that could transform lives. Add in environmental and social costs, and the total soars to $2.6 trillion. Farmers lose out when crops are rejected for looks, sometimes pushing small farms to the brink. Supermarkets and restaurants pass their waste costs onto us, hidden in our shopping bills. Buy one, get one free deals often encourage us to buy and waste more. The average UK family throws away 730 pounds of good food each year. For those struggling, that's a painful loss. Meanwhile, millions go hungry while edible food is binned. The true cost of waste is measured in lost opportunities and human hardship. Behind the numbers are real stories. Farmers watch tons of edible crops rot because they're not perfect enough for supermarkets. Supermarket workers clear shelves of food past its best before, still good but easier to bin than donate. At home, busy families overbuy, plans change, and food spoils before it's used. This isn't rare, it's the norm, driven by a system that values appearance over nutrition and encourages us to buy more than we need. The cycle of waste is built into every step from farm to fridge. Our food system is broken, prioritizing profit and perfection over sustainability. These stories reveal a need for a fundamental redesign. We must rethink how we value food. Change starts with awareness and action. The good news? Solutions are everywhere. France bans supermarkets from binning unsold food. They must donate it. Apps like Too Good To Go let people buy surplus meals at a discount. Companies rescue wonky produce, selling it directly to consumers and supporting farmers. Edible coatings and smart storage tech help food last longer. Community fridges and charities redistribute surplus to those in need. These innovations prove we can shift from a throwaway culture to a circular, sustainable food system. Change is possible, and it's already happening. The fight against food waste is a critical battle for our planet and our future. It's a challenge that demands our attention and action, and it starts right at home in our very own kitchens. It's about rethinking our habits and making conscious choices. Begin by planning your meals and buy only what you need. Make a list before you head to the store. This simple step can drastically reduce impulse purchases and prevent food from going bad. Before you shop, check your fridge and pantry to see what you already have. This will help you avoid buying duplicates and ensure you use what's already available. Be mindful of tempting multi-buys and special offers. While they might seem like a good deal, they often lead to overbuying and ultimately waste. It's important to learn the difference between use-by dates, which indicate safety, and best before dates, which refer to quality. Don't rely solely on the label. Trust your senses to determine if food is still good to eat. Store food smartly by keeping older items at the front of your fridge and pantry. This way, you're more likely to use them before they expire. Don't let leftovers go to waste. Freeze them for future meals. Get creative in the kitchen and use up what you already have before buying more. Embrace the challenge of transforming leftovers into exciting new meals. With a little imagination, you can create culinary masterpieces from what might otherwise be discarded. Extend the life of ripe fruit by freezing it for smoothies or baking. If your bread is starting to go stale, save it for toast, croutons, or bread pudding. Compost unavoidable scraps like vegetable peels and coffee grounds to turn waste into a valuable resource for your garden. Remember, every small action, every conscious choice adds up to make a significant difference. By valuing food and reducing waste, you send a powerful message up the supply chain, encouraging more sustainable practices. Millions of people making these small changes can collectively transform the entire food system, creating a more sustainable and equitable world. Your kitchen has the potential to be an engine of positive change, driving a movement towards a more sustainable future. Together we can build a future where every plate is cherished, every meal is savored, and no food goes to waste. The solution to food waste starts with each and every one of us, right here, right now.